Hello and welcome to Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics. This is Cyrus once again. So in the last video we were talking about the nature of higher dimensional light bodies, what it's like to interact with an entity on that level, and how to begin to go on that path yourself, how we're all self-responsible ultimately for our destinies. And on this video I want to talk about how to begin a path where you are upgrading yourself, so to speak, more on a spiritual level, and why that's a good thing. Why, for the most part, this is the thing that can align you to your dreams and fantasies and ambitions much more than taking the shortcuts or taking the darker path. So it's kind of the topic for today. So again, a lot of these are ideas that I'm spitballing. Some of it comes from books and research that I do. I have a lot of technical videos talking about research and scientific analysis of an afterlife. Sometimes I go more philosophical like this because that's, I think, part of having a healthy interpretation of this information. It's definitely not healthy to be plugged in only on the complete science spectrum. You need to go into the metaphysical spectrum, the philosophical spectrum sometimes, and then, share ideas and not follow anyone as a guru. Don't follow me as a guru, but come up with ideas and thoughts on an authentic level, and then see where that takes you. See if it improves your life, because it's definitely improved mine. Before we go any further, I want to say, please hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. If you want to learn more about these subjects and ideas, this is a micro channel. Always helps for people to get involved like that. And YouTube has been unsubscribing people lately and also not promoting the channel. That's why it grows so slowly. Whereas they will promote a channel that has like a cat chasing a ball or something, like YouTube will promote the heck out of that. But this kind of stuff, it's gonna be it's an uphill ride. And of course I have books like the one on the screen on the bottom right side, The Afterlife and Beyond from 2018. My next book was a bit sidetracked when the world ended. I had to cancel certain travel plans and goals. But hopefully that third book will be worked on again at some point in the future. And it's difficult to get a new book without physically going to the places I wanted to investigate. So there's that. Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk about spiritually upgrading yourself. So there is a misconception just in general in life. It's that people have fantasies, desires, and wants, and that's not a bad thing. Okay, some Buddhist sects will tell you it's bad to desire or want anything. I'm going to say it's the human spirit to want to upgrade and experience and create. We're so creative. We're such artists. Please go back in time and tell Leonardo da Vinci that he shouldn't be wanting things, shouldn't be desiring things. He should just, go meditate and be happy with his life. That's a philosophy that actually kills progress, momentum, and creativity. So I find that philosophy strange, if not a little bit suspicious. So I think we should embrace the fact that we have desires, ideas, thoughts, things we want to create, things we want to do, and we need to keep embracing that. And so one of the misconceptions in this life, which is the cause of so many vices and so many problems, is that people think that they can get shortcuts to accomplish those things. They get frustrated because they're not at the point they want to be at. Even the channels talk about the law of attraction like it's a magic pill, and you'll get all your desires will come true if you just follow these methods. We know that doesn't really work as well as we like either, especially if we have big goals and ambitions. It's kind of up to us to fight through the challenges to get to where we want to go. So people will take the dark path. They will look for shortcuts. A silly example is, I need a lot of money to do what I want to do, so I'm going to go rob people. I'm going to go scam people to try to take that money and do what I want. Okay, so here's another one. Let's say there's a man who is a big fan of, let's say, beautiful women, and he really wants to meet a lot of beautiful women and have experiences with all those women. And so he thinks, how do I achieve this desire? I know what I'll do. I'll go, make a rock band and start handing out drugs and being, and having this crazy lifestyle and bring all these women into my life. Then what happens? He gets what he wants, but in all these examples, it's not really the thing that they really actually wanted. The rock star guy gets all these weirdo groupies and, you know, messed up people he's bringing into his life, and ends up in this really promiscuous situation, and, you know, sometimes, you know, devolves into a kind of a spiral of self-destruction, I guess, for lack of a better term. The person who wants a bunch of money, maybe he robs and scams people, then he's able to open his theme park or whatever it is that he wanted to do, and then it's basically, you know, he's messed up his karma so badly to get to that point that that it's you know, that the spoils are not so sweet in the end, because now he has so many people that he's made enemies with. Okay, let's say, what's another example? We can keep going. Let's say there's a woman who wants to be famous, wants to be an actress, and instead of, for example, refining herself to be a great actress or trying to get into a great school, then she will take a shortcut, go to Los Angeles, and like the rock star, end up meeting the wrong types of people, the wrong associates, and basically she may get her goal in the end, but what's the penalty? What's the price to get there? By the way, if you're hearing K-pop in the background, it's probably because my girlfriend here has gone into the kitchen and is now playing like K-pop really loudly. It's just life here in the Kirkpatrick household. So we'll just go with it. All right, so to continue. So why am I making these examples of people who have vices or wants or desires, whether that's fame and money or sex, whatever it may be? You know, there may be something pure about some of those desires on an inner, or on a, you know, on a kind of a higher level, right? So maybe the actress wants to become a great and superb, you know, form of the art and be able to create amazing films and movies and really kick butt in that area. You know, and or you know, whatever it may be, you know. You know, even sex is not a dirty thing. I mean, you know, look at the practices of tantra and combining that with energy. I mean, the point is, even the things that we think of as vices might have a more pure spiritual representation, but a lot of people go off track and they take that dark path to get what they want. So they, you know, so they think that what matters is the ends. It doesn't matter how you get there. So spiritual progression, if you want to, you know, if you want to call it that, is really about taking the proper path to get to where you want to go, learning along the way, finding out if the thing you wanted all along was really the thing that you wanted, or if you, you know, maybe along the path your priorities change, you don't want that anymore after all. So the person who wants to be famous and wants all the women and wants all this attention, along that path, he may find out, you know, I didn't really want to be a rock star so much as I want to make music and bring people together like that, right? So during that path, you refine yourself, and you know, by walking the hard path, by walking the difficult long path, and not taking the shortcuts, you're able to refine yourself in such a way that you end up making that, you know, making the changes and kind of the spiritual progression or evolution that you need to be able to actually get to the next level. If you take the shortcuts, you end up like all these, you know, celebrities in Hollywood who have millions of dollars, but they're depressed and end up jumping out of windows. So, you know, so we're looking at kind of like the basic, you know, moral fiber, the moral tale of life here, which is that you need to care about other people, walk a straight path. You need to take the long path. Don't look for shortcuts. Always be practicing self-development and growth along the process. And typically what is better is when you're aligning toward being a service to others, loving other people more, and connecting more with other people. That's the thing that seems to push us into a more refined, beautiful, harmonious state in the universe, as opposed to becoming more competitive, more aggressive, more mean, more cutthroat. These things push us down that darker path into the darker spectrum. Now, people may think, well, the only way I can satisfy all my desires is by going into that darker spectrum. And this is actually incorrect. And this is, I think, the main point of this video, so listen up. In fact, whatever those desires are, you'll actually get that and a lot more by walking the straight and narrow path, and by by becoming a more harmonized individual, by spiritually progressing. And here's my proof of that. A lot of children are naturally in this higher spiritual harmonious state. A lot of people miss their childhood because it was so free and relaxed and carefree and full of fun and excitement and all these virtues, right? Well, that's actually what you are moving towards when you spiritually advance yourself. So you're moving toward more excitement, more fun, more interesting experiences in life, and more things that you can truly enjoy without having baggage and problems attached to it. Because if you are getting somewhere by cheating other people and all of that, then it's kind of like whatever you experience, whatever you accomplish is going to have fine print attached to it, or it's going to have like this negative feeling attached to it, and that's no fun at all. Why do so many celebrities, snort the white stuff? Because they're trying to get a fix some way, because they thought that they would be at a point of natural, fun, happiness, harmony, excitement in their lives at that point, and they realize that they're not getting it. In fact, they're losing it. They could have a $10 million house in wherever, in Beverly Hills or Malibu, and have parties with all these people, and be living this life, this fast track life, and then realize that inside they're depressed and they wish that they were kids again, running around and playing cowboy and creating imaginary friends and playing video games, whatever. They're like, how come I was so much better off back then? Well, again, if you want to get to that point, if you want to have an exciting and interesting, fun lifestyle where your dreams come true and you get to have all these cool experiences and adventure, if you become more loving, more of service to others, and you're not taking shortcuts and screwing people over along that path, then you will get all those experiences you want in a legit way. Then you really will be happy, you really will be having fun, you really will be having experiences, and you'll be progressing spiritually, which will eventually actually affect your physiology. So even in this world, the people who are on this who are kind of like, floating around, even here, walking around, but in their mind they're floating, they're on cloud nine, they are more interconnected, more harmonious, happier, whatever. It affects them bodily. They become healthier. They age much more slowly. I actually think, become more physically beautiful. It's a really strange little paranormal theory I have, but it's like the people whose vibration raises, even on the earth plane, it's like they become more refined. They become more beautiful looking. They become, ultimately what people want, like to get that beautiful aura, that beautiful essence, both inner and outer. By raising that vibration, you can do it. Or you can take the shortcut and go get a bunch of plastic surgery done. But again, that's that shortcut, thinking that you'll get there by taking that dark path. I'm not saying all plastic surgery is wrong or dark. I mean, I don't think it's such a bad idea to get a little facelift sometimes. But the point is that it's still, you can achieve what you want by walking that straight and narrow path. And then slowly it refines yourself even into the next world, where you may go from being in an astral body that doesn't look any different than when you crossed over, slowly, very gradually becoming a more divine, ethereal, light body form that I talked about in the prior video. This is my way of looking at it. You might have a different way of looking at it, so let me know in the comments down below. You get involved at, for example, Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics Facebook group. Grab a book like The Afterlife and Beyond, or Understanding Life After DEATH to learn more about the objective evidence of where we go when we cross over, as well as many of my experiences on the other side, having crazy, fun, exciting adventures, which all of us should be aspiring to have, because that's what makes life cool. Or you can sign up, do some coaching with me, consultations, shoot me an email, Cyrus Kirkpatrick, or sign up as a Patreon. I'll always be in touch with you if you sign up that way. And that's it for this video. Hope you learned something, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.